Don't worry, y'all. It's the Pack Podcast, and today we're going to be ranking Marvel movies. What do you think of this,
All
Abe?
right, I'll get it started. So we know there's more movies than just the 15 that are here.
Yeah, we have
But
movies down here.
yeah, into a smaller list because doing 23 wouldn't have been fun. All right, started off. I think that's Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yep,
This I would say goated,
I agree. That's
goated,
how I put it. Okay.
goated. I really liked that movie. I liked how they built up Yondu's character and then
Yeah.
killed him. It was really nice. No, but it was a good plot and it made sense and it was funny. I liked it.
All right. Civil War. They say this is a Captain America movie, but this is really just another Avengers movie, man. Let's be honest here. I really like this movie because it introduced a lot of characters to people who haven't really watched all the other movies, right? So this was our first look at the Spider-Man, right, and this actual universe, right? So we got Black Panther as well, and all these guys ended up getting their movies later. We got Ant-Man, right? So it was all these cool characters. It's like, oh shoot, this is kind of like this was like the first thing before Endgame. Maybe not as much planning at all, but I just thought it was really cool how they were all fighting at the airport, doing all these other things, right? So that was cool. I'm gonna put it in goated. You agree?
It's yours. Civil War. Um, it's close between Heat and Goated for me because I liked like how you said how it was nice how they showed all the characters and they did it well. Um, but yeah, Goated. Okay, Captain Marvel. Um, for me, this movie was pretty good. You and I probably feel differently about this movie, and other people too.
I mean, I don't
But
think it was all that. I was just like,
I
maybe,
felt like they just kind of created a Superman, but for Marvel, and they could have done better with her character. Maybe limited powers, maybe not just literally creating another Superman.
yeah,
And we saw her in Endgame, and she kind of destroyed everyone. A little bit OP, but yeah, but I didn't really like it. I don't really like her. Yeah,
yeah.
pretty good.
I mean, I think the reason why it wasn't as good is because whenever you have like you have these superheroes that have too many powers, right? And it's like, well, they have no weakness, right? So it's like, why are they even here? It doesn't you don't get to see them struggle, right? It doesn't look like there was any like, oh, I got to do this, right? But Black Panther, um,
Exactly. Like with Iron Man, you see.
you want to skip Black Panther because it's like grand
Yeah,
finale.
we'll skip Black Panther.
Yeah, say the
All
best
right,
for
yeah, yeah,
last.
yeah. Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3. Talk about this, Abe. I didn't watch this movie too well.
Iron Man 3. I really liked Iron Man 3. Um, it at that time it was different for movies to really have a character, a superhero, a hero, a man like Iron Man get really beaten, and you get to see how how still human he was, and it was just a
Yeah.
guy in a suit. Um, and I really liked it. I really liked how they showed his true character when he found that boy and he helped him repair the suit. I really liked it. I really liked that movie. So I think that movie is goated for sure. And they
Okay, all
showed
right.
his affection and caringness for other people.
So I heard you love the Captain America movies, Abe. So I'm gonna say what I think about it, and I want to see what you think about it, and then we'll come to a compromise here because I know you really like these movies. They're really good, right? So Captain America, the first Avenger, I know you can't really see him that well. I think this was a really good movie. Remind me which one this was. Was this the one?
This is the
Like,
first one. He gets his powers and
yeah,
goes
yeah,
to
yeah.
war, saves the bomb, saves the city,
Yeah, I think it was
dies.
really cool how he just went from like a scrawny kid, right, to super huge, like 6'5" or something, right? That's super cool to me. I mean, I think it also like meant a lot more. So it was like, I think it had a message behind it, like a morale that I was like, even if you're skinny or something, you can always try something, right? There's nothing you can't do to get bigger, do whatever you want, right? So I think that was a really cool message. Abe, you want to talk about this a bit more?
Yeah. I really really like this movie because we get to see how at the beginning, when he was in the alleyway, a scrawny kid with those bullies, he still had the same attitude that he had when he stood up against Thanos' army. And at the time when he was with the bullies, he was like 60 pounds. So he didn't have the muscles that he had, but he still had that fighting and he
Mentality.
had the ideal attitude that you would want.
Where do
All
you
right,
put this? You're goaded.
to you.
Uh, I really enjoyed this. I really did.
Yes, sir.
Probably there will be more in Heat. There will be
Yeah.
more in Heat.
Okay, next we're gonna do is that Homecoming.
No, this is Infinity War, bro. Can you see?
Oh, that's Infinity War. Infinity War. Um, Infinity War. Uh,
I'm just gonna do it because
it's. I mean, it was such a good movie.
I mean,
They
it's
did
just
so much.
so much planning. I mean, the cliffhanger kind of pissed me off, but
But it made me think about Marvel more, and it made me go back and rewatch all the movies in order. So
the
I
only
think they.
bad part about it is just like for a lot of people who aren't diehard fans, like maybe I'm not a diehard fan, but I think you are, right? Some people who aren't diehard fans, it's like I don't understand this at all, right? Like who is Ant-Man? Who is what's her name? Superwoman. I don't know. Captain
Um,
Marvel. Yeah. So like, who are all these
yeah,
people?
I understand what you're saying, but I
From
still
out
liked it. Um,
Heat.
it was like I said with Iron Man 3, getting to see the heroes who you always think about can't be beaten, can't lose. You get to see them lose, and you get to see how everyone, has their limits, and you get to see how Thanos got the powers and built them up, and we get to see both sides of the conflict. And to me, what Thanos wanted to do and thought about was not out of the world. It was not crazy. It made sense. It worked on other planets. And obviously, right after it happened, it's awful. Thinking about that, like just losing half of everyone, half of everything.
Yeah.
But in the long term, like we saw with what's her name's planet, the cyborg, we get to not cyborg,
Gamora, her planet.
Gamora. We saw how at the end, years and years later, they were thriving. But when Thanos came, took her, they were not doing so well. But that's why he killed everyone. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this is probably like a top 5 movie all time, right? I think it was either this or Endgame that made the most money, right? Well, let's move on to Spider-Man: Homecoming. Shout out CJ, 'cause I know you love these movies, right? Spider-Man: Homecoming. I'm gonna put this in Heat. I don't think it was I think Far From Home was a bit better. The first thing with Spider-Man: Homecoming is I think they didn't focus on Peter Parker enough, and they focused more on Tony Stark or Spider-Man and Iron Man, right? So I kind of wanted this to be like less of a duo movie and more of a solo movie, right? Which I don't think it was at all. Which is kind of like when I'm looking at these movies, I don't want the collapse. Like I want them to all come together later, right? Like you could still have that relationship there, but like I don't want him to be like the second star in the movie, right? Like that's
Hmm.
not that good, right? That's why I
Yeah.
have it in Heat. But I still think it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
I really
It's
liked
a
it at the time.
it's a really good movie. But when we look at the movies in Goated and Certified Goat, it doesn't stand with them just because, like you said, they needed to focus on Peter Parker more, the development, character development, showing him more, and yeah. But there was nothing really wrong with the movie. It's just not as good as those movies. All right, next up, is that Spider-Man? Is that Far From Home? Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I liked Far From Home. Um, I liked kind of how they showed his struggling and how they showed his losing sometimes. Not the whole movie, but he didn't get every single thing he wanted, like we see in a lot of movies, which is what I'm saying for a lot of these movies.
Yeah.
The heroes don't always win.
Yeah.
And
Not enough like
yeah,
problems for them to deal with, right?
yeah. All right.
Where do you want to put it?
Heat. It
Heat.
does. It can't stand with goated and certified goat. It can't stand with the Iron Mans and Captain Americas.
Ant-Man and Wasp. This is pretty straightforward for us. We have it here mainly because I don't think that Wasp was mainly like she was kind of a second character in like the first movie, right? And then she came into the second movie fully, right? So I don't think it was I don't think the climax was right. I don't really like these duo movies, right? Because I feel like it's hard to focus on one person when you have these things going on. But when you have movies like Infinity War and Endgame, then you're like, okay, well, I just don't have to focus. I just got to know the story, right? But it's not the same for those movies. It's like, where did this guy come from? Where did this guy do this, right? I can't do that for like 30 other characters in this movie. But like 2 people in this movie, I don't like it. I don't like duo movies at all. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I don't know where it is though.
Okay. Up next is Doctor Strange. Oh, I love this movie so much when I watched it.
Yeah, it was really good.
I really liked how they showed his mental state after the surgeries and after the hands and everything. And they showed him break down, and they showed his impatience when he went to Nepal. And I really liked that. And I liked how he got kicked out at first, and then he just sat outside for a really long time. And I liked how they showed, like at the beginning, you could see he was really cocky. He was still really good. He was stuff, but he was really cocky. He didn't care very much. He was very fast. He wasn't thinking about other people. He would reject some surgeries just because he thought he wouldn't do it, and he didn't want to mess up his perfect record, which is bringing us back to the cockiness. But I really like the movie. You see him in the end, like just absolutely sick. You see the character development. You see how well he was trained, and yeah. What do you think?
I would either go with Goated or Heat. What do you think?
Uh, Goated or Heat? Let's put in Heat. It was very good. It was very, very good. But putting it with Marvel, it's not very in the main storyline.
Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy. One of the first times we saw a movie where someone wasn't really part of the adventures. I think this movie came out in around 2015, but I'm not really sure. I really liked this movie because it had a lot. It was kind of like a group of people, right? So not many of them had backstories, and they were all kind of like nobodies. And obviously there was no really specific main character, but you could tell it was kind of Star-Lord, right? So he came from Earth, right? And then in the second movie when they came back to Earth, right? That was cool. And I really liked how they all had their own like kind of aliases. They were like, even though they were nobodies, they had made a name for themselves on those things. So that's why I think it's either Heat or Goated. But what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. They weren't insane, characters. They didn't have OP superpowers like Captain Marvel. But you see how this movie. I really like this movie because you get to see how different the galaxy is than on Earth. Like when we go to the planet and see all the crime and everything like that. And I liked how they showed that and how they showed how people deal with it and react to it. So I would say maybe I really liked this movie. It was funny. It was good.
Yeah, it had some comedy.
I could put it in Goated. It could also go in Heat. That's what you think.
I think Goated just because we had never seen it before, right? Like after like Doctor Strange when that came, we had seen like other characters be introduced that we hadn't really seen in the Marvel universe before.
Yeah.
Like this was probably like 2015, 2016, right? We hadn't seen anything at that point. These are all like 2018 and after. Avengers Endgame, same thing, bro. I don't need to say anything about this movie. This movie is, I don't want to say heat, but it's certified goated. Certified goat.
Absolutely. There was no better way of having one of the main characters of the entire Marvel storyline die. I don't think they could have done it any better.
We should have said spoiler alert at the beginning.
Huh?
Probably should have said spoiler.
Like, it's been a long time. People have watched it. Yeah, I really like that movie. You don't need to say anything about it. It was such a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked it. Because like after they lost Iron Man, right? It was not just like, oh, maybe he'll come back, right? It was like he's gone, right? And maybe he'll come back later and later. But we saw in the Far From Home how he was really missed by other people, such as Spider-Man in that movie, right?
Yeah.
I think we need to go on this one too long. Obviously,
we cannot forget Captain America dies in that one too, or doesn't die, but he's pretty much done. But it was his lifelong dream to be able to go and dance with Peggy again. Peggy?
I think so.
I don't know what her name is, but the girl. And he did that, and he came back old, and we saw the scene, and I don't think anyone didn't get emotional in the burial scene, and when he came back.
I don't see him not coming back.
Giving the shield to, yeah.
I feel like he's still gonna make like appearances, but I don't know if he's ever gonna have his own movie.
Yeah. All right. Up next, Thor Ragnarok. Oh, I like this one. I like this one. I
don't watch it because every time I try to watch it, I fell asleep.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I thought they did this well. I like how they brought in the sister. It's someone we haven't seen, and we saw how easily overpowered Thor and Loki were. I liked how, Thor finally realized that it was a people, not a place, and and then everyone dies, but that's unimportant. But I don't know. It was a good movie.
All right, where do you want to put this? I think Heat.
Heat.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's wrap this up. Kind of, somewhat. All right, Captain America, Winter Soldier. You love Captain America movies, so you can take the steering wheel. I really want to do this next one.
All right, Captain America, Winter Soldier. Good movie, not great movie. I liked it. Like Bucky. I like how they showed the scenes. It was great scenery. It was great fighting. It was great everything. Yeah. You can't. It's not pretty good. It's not goated, so it's probably Heat, but it's above. I would say it's above the Spider-Mans. If I had to.
Captain America is always a really good movie. Black Panther. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Obviously, I'm not saying this is just my favorite movie because I'm black. This is actually a good movie. It had good. Look, it's a good movie. He knows it's good. It's good, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. One of the best movies ever.
Yeah. I have it as a certified goat. I'll just put these next to me because I'm being. Put this over here.
No.
Yeah, this is our tier list, but I have Black Panther there mainly because like T'Challa, we've never seen something that's not like American, right? So like we kind of like we had the galaxy stuff where we hadn't really. I mean, of course, we don't really know what like the whole galaxy is like. So you can kind of make up things there, and all these other movies are in the U.S. So this is like the first movie that's not really in America, and it's like in Africa, right?
Oh yeah.
And I love how they hide Wakanda, and like nobody knows about it, and like they have all this super high tech technology and vibranium. Right, this is one of the few movies that I like know like what was going on. I love Killmonger. I love all those characters, man. This was just a great movie, man. I don't know if you could deny it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything you want to say about it?
No. Everything I would say you said. I really liked it. that's pretty much all there is to it. It was so good. I love how they really showed how easy it would be for superheroes to forget about these everyday people and their pasts and the bad things that everyone has done. And yeah, I like it. I like how they show at the end the Wakanda handing out center or something like that, caring for the people and sending out goods so that people can care for themselves, not just them. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. That's
wrap up
all
our
it.
second
Uh,
tier list. Please give us feedback in the comments. We really like it. Hopefully, we'll try to do more things on the NBA soon because NBA Finals is coming up.
yeah. And reminder, this is our opinions on it. This is not anything else. This is how we think
Please
about it.
don't get mad at where anything is. These are all the other movies that we chose not to do because we didn't want 2 Ant-Man movies, this many Avenger movies, this many Thor movies, right? So we just did one of those, okay? Thank y'all for watching. Really enjoyed this recording. Comment
Peace.
down on what you want to see next. Like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram. We out.
Peace.